story time about one of our most dangerous tenants. Going back to day one of us purchasing our apartments, if you remember, we had the police there doing a welfare check, and they pulled lots and lots of drugs out of one of our tenants' apartments. So we're standing outside with the police while this is happening, and we're going, this is so crazy. What a day one. When all of a sudden, a police officer strode right on over to us, approached us, and said, "Hey, I just want to let you know something. Really, that tenant was not the tenant you need to be worrying about. You should really worry about the tenant over there." So he points over to an apartment, and we take a look over, take a little gander, and suddenly we see a door that looks different than all of the rest. The door to this apartment had been replaced with a steel-plated door. The doorknob had been replaced with a keypad doorknob, and a padlock had been placed on this door. As well, it had been spray painted, which was just a little bit weird. So we're thinking, oh, that's different, and definitely a violation of the lease, and means there's probably something in that apartment that they want to keep secure. So he proceeds then to tell us that that's Jared. Every police officer in town knows who Jared is. He's a high-level drug dealer, and he's dealing drugs right out of that apartment there. So of course, he then advises us that we should go ahead and evict him. Now, we didn't know anything really about Jared, so we really wanted to proceed with caution. We didn't know, how high level is he? Is he dangerous? Would he become violent if we take action against him? Or does he have a boss above him who would become violent with us if there was a slowdown in his dealings, let's say? So what do? We proceed with what we had already planned. As we had just purchased these apartments, we wanted to start out with having a meet and greet with all of our tenants, meet them face to face, introduce ourselves, let them know what we're planning with the buildings, do a tour of their apartments as we still hadn't seen every apartment, yada yada. As well, we added on just a question to them of, do you have any maintenance requests, and are there any concerns with other tenants in the building? Are there any concerns that you want to share with us up front? And basically what we found was that everybody had a concern. Everybody had a story or a concern about Jared. Now, here are two of the stories we heard, which really led us to say, okay, it's time to do something about this. His next door neighbor had been friendly with him from the beginning. And in fact, she made a fatal mistake of letting him know at one point when she was going out of town. And in result, she came back and found that her apartment had been broken into, things had been gone through, and most notably, her mattress had been stolen, which is a weird thing to steal, but as we got to know him more, yeah, it made sense. So from there, she really tried to keep her distance, and she gave a lot of recon on him. The second tenant was his upstairs neighbor, and she shared both photo, video evidence with us that he left trash all over the place, debris, bicycles, and a lot of weapons. Specifically, he would put them right in front of her door, so she would be nervous coming out and tripping over some kind of a weird weapon. But additionally, she had photo evidence of strung out druggies who were found laying across the lawn and laying across the stairs right outside of her apartment. So very concerning. The police had been called on him before. He had been taken away to jail, but he had always been let back out. So with this news, we knew this wasn't sustainable. This guy had to go. So we began the eviction process. Comment part 2 if you want to hear how that went and what came next.